everyone, my name is Jerk, and welcome to the Big Shoe. Shoe? Who wrote these cue cards? No cheese for you. How's everybody doing? How was your weekend? I'll be honest, I'm a little exhausted from mine. I don't remember the last time that I've seen 3 in the morning, but I did this weekend, and I gotta say, I'm getting too old for this. All right. What do we have on the agenda today? Another interview? Sweet. Let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Russian Tech Tree Tier 7 Heavy Cruiser. Give it up for Riga. Yes, the Riga. There's been a lot of talk out there that it doesn't live up to the expectations, and I was suspect of it myself for a while, but after about 100,000 Elite XP or so, it kind of just clicked for me. And now I am having an absolute hoot in it. It's got the 220mm guns that fire shorter fuse Russian AP with improved penetration angles and very good shell velocity. And to get the most out of that, let's see the commander and modules I'm using. And can anyone guess who it's going to be? Why, it is Ivan the Terrible with Norman Scott and Von Essensky. I mentioned in the last video that I may end up removing Storm and Norman as I now have Ivan at 16 Legendary 3, but this match is actually from Friday, and this is the setup I had on for the game. Anyway, yes, this has HE with a decent fire chance, but like all the Russian heavies, the HE is mostly lackluster as far as an Alpha Strike goes, because the bread and butter is the sweet, sweet AP, just like the Tech Tree ships before it, and the legendary cruiser after it. However, unlike either of those cruisers, Riga plays differently. It plays like Vladivostok. So if you've ever seen any of my videos on Vlad, then you know what that means. That means I'm going to get myself into a position to take advantage of broadsides and start slapping cheeks. Now, I apologize for this rushed intro, but we're going to get into some action pretty quickly. First off, I am in a division, and my division mate is in an Embra. And having checked the enemy lineup, we know there will be 2 Synops over here. We've got the Friesland that I spotted with the radar, and maybe there's something else. So just like Hannibal, I drew up a plan, and it's basically this. Howlin' Mad Murdoch is going to get blasted in the bow by the Synops, which cannot overmatch him. I will have access to their broadsides when they come around. He'll be able to torp one, and then the other. It's a pretty simple plan, really. Now, I've got to say, seeing all these Frieslands out here these days, it really puts your mind at ease. And when one just pops out in the open to 2 cruisers, well, it must really instill confidence into the red team. So, for whatever reason, this Friesland's just going to open water fire. And like I said, the HE on here, it isn't particularly great, but, I mean, it still works. And, yeah, I could probably have used some AP here, but, whatever. Force a habit sometimes. So, I'm going to knock his engine, they're going to repair it, and, eventually we're getting right up onto this corner, so I will be able to use the terrain to block any shells that come into my upper bow. And this is really about angling right here, and just waiting on the Synops. And the Friesland, for whatever reason, I think they realize now that, like, oh wait, I might die. So maybe they've changed their mind, they're breaking off. But I'm gonna get one more reload in right as they disappear, I think. Yeah. However, it connects, and we get our first ship sunk. And now we're ready for the party. Alright, are you in position, Howlin' Mad Murdoch? BA? Face? Everybody's ready to go? Alright, let's do this.
All stations.
In 1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can hire, maybe you can hire the A-Team.
Противника уничтожен.
I love it when a plan comes together. We walked out of that taking practically no damage and dishing out about 150,000 between the two of us and sinking 45% of the red team. And now it's just Kraken hunting time. So while we reposition to wrap this game up, let me say, if we had a competitive mode, I probably wouldn't play like that. The upper bow is only 25 millimeters, which means it can be overmatched by 15-inch guns and bigger. So at range, you can get plunging fire right through that deck into your citadel. But it does have a nice thick icebreaker that can bounce any AP shell. So like when you're up close like that, if they aim low, it'll bounce just about, well, actually anything in the game. But like any other Russian boat, if someone gets access to your broadside, well, that is a paddling. And yeah, so in competitive mode, probably need to be a little bit more careful, but this is standard battles where Synops shoot their guns into 30mm bowed Embras, and that's kind of the thing with standard battles, right? Most players, let's be honest, most players don't really understand all the game mechanics. They have a basic idea of overmatch, armor, angling, etc., but they don't really understand the finer details of it. So an above average player, well, that will get you nuked. And I know I was by a Roma, one salvo up close right through my bow, and I was erased from the game. It was comical. I did laugh because I totally deserved it. Speaking of deserve, man, I wish I had gotten that Akatsuki because we would have been much further along. Anyway, if we look at what's going on with the red team now, I had a pretty good idea that we were going to be able to get a Kraken out of this game because everybody on the red team that's been spotted, which is battleships, they're all about a third health. So you can see I'm moving to the south side and my division mate is going into the center. So we're creating crossfires, you know, just pretty typical stuff here. And this is pretty much just going to come down to some dumb luck. If my shells hit at the right time, or if someone else gets these ships secured. I have AP loaded right now, but I'm going to switch over to HE for a couple salvos, because if I can get some fires going, well then it's going to increase my chances of sinking the ships, and then I can always switch back to the AP if they give me a better angle. So, we're coming around the corner. I'm looking at all their health. I was really hoping that I could get a crack in this game because I was like, well, that whole sequence with the Synops will just be fun to show everybody. If not, I would have saved it for a stream or something. But, as it is, there is a Bismarck. And you see I switch back to AP immediately. And look at that RG. We get a fire on him. There is ship number 4, and now it came down to a choice. If I focus the Bismarck on the left, that is, I'm going to have to angle into my left, and that will mean that I have to sink them if I want to get the Kraken. So when I talk about positioning yourself to be able to get ships, this is a good example of that. What if I can't get that? Well, then I'm not in position to sink these other two. So I changed my mind. I'm like, know what? Let's just focus this Georgia, because there's still a Suzuya headed this way as well if I can't get this Georgia. Right now, though, I am using my bow armor and I am angled to this Georgia. That doesn't mean that I won't take some damage, but I shouldn't be taking any Citadel hits here. And let's see what this AP can do to the Georgia. Pretty solid hit right there. I was just waiting for my guns to reload because I'm like, oh, I'm going to get this. Oh, and then they angle in a little bit, and it's very frustrating because I'm like, look at how weak they are. I just need one more. Can we get it here? Oh, they're giving us really juicy angles there for our AP. But our destroyer is going to get this one. But again, hey, I'm positioned over here so I can have the ability to shoot at one more thing, and a broadside Suzuya. Ooh, that is tasty, as they just discovered. And I just need one more, and you're going to see my whole team, including my division mate, try and yoink this. The shells are coming in, but fortunately, My shells are faster, and we're going to get Kraken 334 in the Riga. Alright, let's see this scoreboard. 2,605 XP for a good game. Not a lot of XP out there when it's Capture the Base. And a GG to everyone on both teams. And that wraps it up for this one. I am going to go lay down in a cold, dark place for a while. If you have taken the Riga out there and smashed some ships, give this video a like. If you spec yours for long-range HE spam, give it a dislike. Questions, comments, leave them down below. And if you want to see the next one, hint, it's named after a state, think about hitting subscribe. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will get back out there for another one soon. We'll talk then.